Okay, hello and good morning, everyone. Welcome to Easy Markets Daily Pitch International with me, Darius. Today's the 26th. Is it? 26th of October, 2023. So, yeah, welcome, everyone. Welcome to this Thursday's morning session where we're going to have a very quick look at the markets, a few of the charts, the usual stuff. But before we do that, as always, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendations and should not be considered as such. This material should not be taken as an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. I'll give you a few seconds to read the rest. I'll disappear from that little left corner and I'll be back in a bit. Okay, so also now, JD Invest 1, I can see you there in the chat room. Good morning to you too. Good morning. I hope you're having a wonderful start of Thursday. Hope everybody else who's tuning in right now having a wonderful, wonderful start of Thursday. As I said before we go further, as always, just a quick mentioning of our Easy Markets website, which you can always check out for more information about us. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to us. So, like right now, guys, let's jump into the charts. The first one I'm going to pick up here is Nikkei 225, and there we go. We are having a nice, good slide to the downside. And yes, yesterday, yesterday, I mean, we saw a decline. I mean, the futures here declined. Of course, this was already after hours. But certainly everybody's now talking about tech, mainly the US tech, because we are in that earnings season right now. I'll get to that in a bit. But look, given that it's mainly technical right now on Nikkei, I mean, and mainly US driven, so I'll stick to technicals. So first of all, I mean, looking at this picture here, I said to you that, look, I'm watching this downside line drawn from the high of the 12th of October, and if that gets cleared, yes, I'll go a little bit more to the upside. Well, did I get that break? No, I didn't. And there we go. We saw a nice decline. And I said to you that if we do fall back, and yesterday I mentioned this on Nikkei, if we do fall back below the 31,100 territory, somewhere around here, yes, I'll consider a move towards this upside line. Boom. Fantastic. I'm very, very happy about this. Now what's next? Well, certainly, keeping an eye on this upside line drawn from the low of the 4th of October. But I'm also keeping an eye on this 30,558 zone. Sorry. I ran out of air a little bit. I got way too excited, I think. So, 30,550, 58 zone, approximately around there. Watching it. If we do get a nice clearance of that, then yes, certainly I'm aiming for that current lowest point of October. By the way, the word current is still valid because, yes, we're at the end of the month, but today, tomorrow, and 2 days more in next week in October we have. So basically, we might create a new low for this month, and that's where my my question comes. And will we actually get a further decline here? Well, if we do drop below the 30,293 territory right here, this will create a new low for this month. A forthcoming lower low will be confirmed, and especially if we stay below that area, then yes, further declines are possible. So let's keep an eye on that one. The very important area of support. Let me just grab a let me just grab this rectangle just to quickly draw it. Yes, I'm looking at, like I said, I'm keeping an eye on that that 30,558 territory, but I'm also, like I said, keeping an eye on this lowest point here of October. China 50. So yes, that one is just, like I said, living its own life a little bit. And okay, we did fall below the 11,742 territory. I spoke about that zone. I said that if we do drop and stay below it, then yes, I'll consider maybe a move lower. To be honest, at this point, I'm very, very cautiously, very cautiously, very, like, I don't know, did I say enough words of very, very cautiously bearish? Because I don't want to end up seeing this one like just starting to oscillate around this 11,740 zone, this inside swing high of the 24th of October. So if we stay below that, then yes, great. We could aim for that 11,557, which is the current lowest point of October. And if that gets clear, the forthcoming lower low will be confirmed. So yeah, look, I'm keeping this scenario on my priority list right now. However, if we do pop back above the 11,883 zone somewhere here, then yes, I'll consider a larger correction to the upside. So I don't have much to say here else about the China 50 index, but yeah, only this. In terms of economic data from China, we don't have much. I mean, tomorrow, let me just quickly double check. I don't think tomorrow, Chinese industrial profit, that's it. No, this week is a little bit on the quiet side. We did get yesterday some news from China that they're releasing some bonds to stimulate the economy. Let's see if that's going to help. But I think that mainly this will be subject to, subject to global situation. And another thing, of course, the whole housing issue. It's not going away. I mean, yes, have to give credit to the government that they're trying to do something. I mean, they're always coming out doing this, doing that. I don't know how it is actually in real life in there on the ground, but it seems like they're trying to do something. They're doing this, they're doing that, but will it have its effects? I don't know. I think I think in general the whole world needs like a global restart or something like that, because honestly it's like it's getting out of hand a little bit. But anyway, that's a different topic. So yes, you can see that while we're talking, the futures are pushing back up here. So that's why I think that if we do stay below this territory today, then yes, I will consider a move lower. But if we climb back above this, I'll take a neutral stand. If we do push above the 11,883 territory, then yes, I'll consider a larger correction to the upside. ASX 200, there we go. We're drifting nicely to the downside. I talked about this area. I said that, look, if we do push and stay above the 6,900 zone, then great. More buyers could join in. If we do start falling below this 6,800 territory right here, so the 900 for the upside, 800 here for the downside. If we do fall and stay below that, then, well, I'm going to consider lower levels. And there we go. There we go. So we fell, but we failed to stay again so far. Because, yes, we got some action today, this morning. Import-export prices, yeah, that's what came out, but nothing major. I think tomorrow, let me just double check tomorrow. PPIs, yep, from Australia, PPIs, so keep your eyes on those. But I think that this will be subject to what's going to happen in the US. And in the US, look, yesterday we saw a decline here on the Dow. We failed to, well, we initially were staying above this 33,229. I think it's time to take this arrow and put it somewhere here. To be honest, this level here, I think that no longer needed. Initially, it was kind of working. Now it's no longer. So yeah, we need to adjust as we go. So that's why my upside scenario will come here on a push above the 33,420. I get it. We're missing out on a bit of territory right there, but actually I would rather stay safe than sorry. So I'll examine my upside scenario in the short run, because again, this upside scenario could still be classed as a temporary correction before another possible leg of selling. So just kind of keep that in mind because of this downside line drawn from the high of the 15th of September. So in terms of the downside, a drop below the 33,000 mark could do the trick for a few more sellers here in the Dow. Look, bear with me. Look, we got some craziness yesterday. Dow was actually the best performer from the top three. I mean, it only dropped around 0.32%, where Nasdaq fell 2.43. I mean, that was the biggest loser. I mean, understandable, because look, everybody started examining the big tech, right? So the so-called FANG stocks, but or no longer, actually, you cannot call them. And now it's like MANG, because Facebook is no longer Facebook. It's Meta. So yeah, Microsoft. So not Microsoft, Meta, Amazon, Netflix, Google. So these, but I think that this Mang now is changing to something else. Now it's Microsoft, Amazon, Google, and Meta. So Mang, Mamg or Magm, whatever. It doesn't sound very well. So so that's why, yeah, everybody's like now talking about this fella, where the stocks, yeah, okay, it drifted lower yesterday, but initially, look at, I mean, it opened with a gap here to the upside on good earnings. The company delivered good earnings, and everybody's focusing on that cloud and AI side of the business. So I think that this is what the new shift in technology is on these technology companies, and everybody's going to be like focusing mainly on these segments, on the cloud and open, not open, just AI, because Microsoft is winning the game, winning the race so far because of the OpenAI, because they have acquired OpenAI and they're enjoying the moment because that's the most important, most popular this AI search engine, this ChatGPT thing, and yeah, everybody's like loving Microsoft for that. Now, Google came out and their stocks fell because of because although they delivered good earnings in general, but the segment of AI and cloud did drop. Yes, advertisement on Google and on YouTube all were okay, but that part of these, this cloud part and AI wasn't very good. The same story. Everybody's now afraid of what's going to happen with this fella, Amazon here, and it's kind of everybody's like thinking that the same story will happen because now it seems like that. I'm just kind of like I said, what I see in what I see everybody's talking, what I hear everybody's talking about, and see as well. If they're very emotional or not, you know. But what I'm hearing is that everybody's now starting to think about Amazon like more of like a cloud service, you know, like an AI service. So it's more like data service, basically. So not really like you know, where you buy your toilet paper and toothpaste, you know, toothbrushes, and that's, you know, yes, that part of the business is still working, but given that it constantly ends up in some sort of problems, like okay, from the business side, it's a problem for the, let's say, human side, like just humanity side. I mean, yes, I mean the workers are suffering in there, and of course, not everybody, not but the workforce, and yes, I mean some certain conditions are not met, and this is where you can see Amazon is in the news because of the this is wrong, this is bad, this is, you know, this is workers are not happy with this and that. So like human rights might be a little bit not met, let's put it this way, and this is where Amazon is suffering. But I think that everybody, like Amazon is also like one of those companies that is trying to shift towards the AI side, and at the moment I think that they're losing the game together with Google. And nowadays, if you look at people, I mean, look, I still use Google in everything myself, but I don't use ChatGPT or anything, but it's you can see the shift, you know. Probably my grandpa thinking is not allowing me to shift, you know, like old days were better. So that's why I think that the race, like I said, is currently in this race. Microsoft is currently in the lead, and that's why companies like Google or Amazon are kind of lagging behind a little bit. Now, don't get me wrong, they can still catch up with something, you know, some sort of a, if they don't, let's say, create something that is the same as ChatGPT, or like, right, maybe they create something that is something else that supports maybe ChatGPT, or like they can find like some sort of a a way around it, or maybe something else like an add-on, whatever, like that you cannot live without. So that's why it's going to be very, very interesting in the next 10 years how everything's going to shape up. And these, like I said, these companies will be leading the way for now. The technology side. So Meta is all about that. This artificial reality and stuff like that. So we'll see. And Google, I don't know, like I said, maybe they will end up jumping into gadgets, which, you know, maybe help out in our daily lives. So that's where, like I said, that's maybe how I'm seeing. And Amazon, maybe that's going to be like just that big I don't know, tracking and monitoring service, whatever they're gonna, or like data center. It will become like a big, massive data center or something like that. But look, we'll see. Time will show. But at the moment, at this point in time, Amazon is delivering earnings tonight, so keep your eyes on that. Maybe we could see a little bit more of a down move here. Unless, I mean, we looking from the technical perspective on Amazon, then yeah, we broke a key support zone, so maybe it's going to drift further south. So yeah, we'll see. So yeah, jumping into S&P 500 very quickly. Look, we did get that clearance, and to be honest, my scenario, the technical scenario, worked out. Dropping all the fundamentals aside, but my technical scenario worked out. So I'm happy with this. So great. Look, I said to you that if we do drop below this 4,235 territory, yesterday I mentioned that. I said my next target is the 4,174. Boom. Fantastic. Now what's next? Well, now I'm watching carefully because, again, it's not very straightforward. Yes, if we do fall below this 4,174, then yes, I'll go for the 4,112 territory, somewhere around here. I like that area, but again, I cannot really rush into things yet because maybe this is going to rebound from here. Maybe it'll push back up. Maybe it'll be given the sharp candle we had here. Maybe we'll see a bit of a retracement here, something like maybe a bearish flag or something like that, and then maybe we'll go lower, unless this suddenly starts shifting heavily back to the upside and climbs back above this territory. And this is, let me just put this on the chart, and climbs back above this whole hurdle, this 4,235. And if it stays above it, well, we could consider a larger correction to the upside. And and on the weekly chart, then we'll get a nice, beautiful false breakout. So I don't want to say anything yet. I just want to continue observing the price action. And I want to see how today and tomorrow's trading session is going to go. At this point, look, I'm going to consider the upside scenario only if we do push back above the 4,235. For the downside, I'm leaning a little bit more towards the downside, but I need that drop first below the 4,174, and I need to see the body of the daily candle staying below it. NASDAQ 100. Sorry, guys, if I'm rushing a little bit, because I've noticed that lately, or especially this week, that I want to go through this big list of instruments, and I believe that there are interesting setups in there, but I'm kind of running out of time. So yeah, I'm kind of really elaborate on a lot. I'm just trying to kind of throw out this whole big list just because there are interesting setups and something that you need to maybe consider as well. So if you are trading those, just to kind of take into consideration another opinion, because yours is the main one. And mine is just like that little somebody on your shoulder, I don't know, the devil or the angel, whatever, something, or actually more like a neutral, like an analyst. It's like something neutral. I sometimes call ourselves like something in between the devil and an angel. We could be good and we could be bad. So yeah. Unfortunately. So anyway, coming back to this NASDAQ 100, look, we dropped below the 14,600 zone. I talked about this and I said that, look, if we do fall below it, my next target is the 200-day EMA, and then we'll see. I mean, I have drawn this arrow, and look how well, I mean, I don't know, it just kind of, it went here, and it found good support here, but like where my arrow, I didn't have any level here, and just kind of went here, but okay, that's fine. That's a coincidence. It's a beautiful coincidence. I mean, I like these when it happens, but, kind of boosts my morale a little bit, but should not be getting way too comfortable with that. Look, my next target is this one right here. Let me just put the color. This 14,250 zone. That's what I'm aiming here on the futures, and then we'll see. Then we'll see if we can rebound from here, or can we, you know, go further south. So at this point, I think that it's better to just kind of stick to that hurdle. If we clear it, great, I'll go lower. My next target will be somewhere around here near the 13,960 zone. Yep. This area near that level. Maybe the psychological 14,000 mark could be actually a better one, but we'll get to that point if we do drop below this 14,250 zone. For the upside for me now, I would like to see a push somewhere above this downside line. Yes, or maybe even I would already start looking at the 14,600 territory. If we climb back above it and stay above it, then yes, I'll consider a move higher. The German index, DAX, there we go. We've had a nice hold up near this downside line. Fantastic. And I talked about this. I said that I need that clearance of this downside line in order to go higher. Did I get that? No. And there we go. We drifted lower, and but we are not getting comfortable with the downside yet. Why? Because I need my clearance. I need my drop below the 14,800 zone, and then yes, I'm going to go a little bit lower. But I'm not getting that yet. So, you know, I'm waiting until we're going to clear this area. So at the moment, I think that the best thing is just to chill and just observe the price action. I mean, yeah, if we do drop below the 14,800, I'm going to go lower towards the 14,714 zone, which is the current lowest point of October. And if that gets cleared, a forthcoming lower low will be confirmed. FTSE. I mean, I cannot say much about this one. I cannot say much about this one because it's just not doing anything for me. Like, I mean, this is not working. I don't like this. I need that clarity of some sort. This either push above the 7,423 or drop below the 7,400 zone here. And then, yes, we could like consider the next short-term directional move. At this point, honestly, I think I'm going to just leave it here. I don't really have a strong opinion about this one because it's just a little bit of a mess. But I'll keep an eye on these two levels that I just mentioned. So in order to consider the next short-term directional move. By the way, coming back to the German index DAX, everybody is watching today the ECB. Why? Because of the interest rates. Because yesterday we had Bank of Canada, which came out with the same as expected 5%. Let me just clarify. Yep, 5%. And today ECB is expected to keep the rate the same as well, 4.5. Again, let's see how that's going to play out. I don't want to speculate too much. I mean, look, we will have, I think, initial reaction, but then I think it might stabilize and just in order to see what's going to happen. I think that then the U.S. market will take over just because of the earnings and what's happening with the big tech and those companies. And not only big tech, actually, there are some other big names reporting today, like, for example, MasterCard, Merck, Lind, Comcast, and Intel, UPS, Honeywell, there we go. I mean, Chipotle. So, yeah, we do have a good week this week. Oh, Ford. Oh, that's going to be interesting. Very, very, very interesting. What's going to happen with Ford. But, yeah, the list is big. Tomorrow we have, like, some oil companies, Exxon and Chevron. So, yeah, also keep your eyes on that. But again, the initial reaction we could see on the DAX, and it will be very interesting to see how it's going to react, because at the moment the forecast is, yes, it's for the same rate to come out. Now, in a way, that should be seen as if the rate comes out as 4.5 is the same as forecasted, then it should be seen as a positive for DAX. In a way, it's saying that, rates are not going higher, so, and the businesses have already adjusted a little bit to that idea of having the 4.5, so maybe it's a good thing, right? But I think that the what's going to hit as well, or could hit, is the press conference from Christine Lagarde, which is going to follow, half an hour later? Yeah, around that. So And then we'll have also in between there, between the rate decision and between the press conference, we'll have some US data, which will honestly today be very careful. Today it might be explosive, it might be very volatile, because we'll have the interest rate from ECB. That's a mover. Then we have like 15 minutes later, we have core durable goods, core and headline, preliminary GDP figures from the US I'm talking about, initial jobless claims together with a continuous one. And then 15 minutes after that, we get the press conference. So basically, boom, boom, boom. I mean, it might be a very a good opportunity to trade, but at the same time, if you're in the wrong, I mean, yeah, it might take you out very quickly. So what I can suggest is, like, if you do want to trade this, have your, like, minimize your exposure. And another thing as well, guys, don't forget, if you're doing good already for this month, if your results are very good, honestly, don't allow this day or the last days of October to kind of screw up your results, because that's going to be very disappointing. You know why? Because not because you lost the money, no, because it's going to trigger your revenge trading. So for example, let's say you're good this month, right? You made like your 1-2%, and suddenly you're starting to trade today and you're losing that 1%, and then suddenly you're thinking, ah, crap, I need to kind of get back that 1%. And then you start revenge trading, and you're thinking, oh, I still have, like, you know, today, tomorrow, and then 2 days in October, the next week, in order to kind of bring back everything. And then you get into that mentality where you just kind of, like I said, start revenge trading, and that's just, it's guaranteed like 100% failure. That's what I'm saying. Either if you already did good, for example, you have good results, then just, I don't know, either go with a very small amount, like minimize your exposure, like bring it to the minimum. And then you can, do something like, then it's kind of, it releases that tension from you, because you cannot trade when you're tense, when you cannot trade when you're like, way too emotionally unstable. So that's like rule number one, honestly, like before even going into all the candles and patterns and all that stuff, right? You are the most important. You need to figure out yourself first, and then kind of sorry, I mean, JD Invest, I just read your comment because it was on another screen. Thanks for this insight on the DAO and symbols. Please do more insights and further really help. You mean insights on what exactly? On the symbols? You mean the components, like the stocks or something, or what exactly? Which insights you're talking about? Let me know. Because. But thank you very much for the comment. Really appreciate that, honestly. I really do. If you think that if I don't, then you're wrong. I do appreciate that. But let me know, like I said, just clarify what exactly, which insights, what do you mean? Because I talk a lot, and that's why I'm sometimes lost when the comments come through a little bit, because there's a little bit of a lag on the comments as well, and that's why sometimes, like, I might already kind of moved away from the topic, and I'm already like exploding somewhere else, and then the comment comes through, and then I'm like, oh, which part, what are you referring to? So yeah, just let me know. But yeah, coming back to this DAX, yes, like I said, it's I'm watching it carefully. I'm watching these levels from the technical perspective, and like I said, I'm really asking you to be very, very careful today. The dollar index, there we go. The dollar, there we go. We pushed higher. We broke the downside line. I think the reason we're saying here a nice reaction is just because I think investors and traders are looking for something like a safe haven, and the Japanese yen is not working for now. I mean, the Swiss franc is working a little bit ish, but I think the dollar is a little bit performing better on that side. And I'll jump into gold in a bit, and there's like a little contradiction in there, what's happening. So that's why whenever I see the dollar and the gold pushing higher, I mean, I see that actually the market doesn't care about any of that relation, and just kind of goes, just goes for that buying interest. not good, just goes for that buying, and because it's a safe haven. And I think this is what the market is seeing right now here, and that's why we're getting that breakout. So first of all, one of my targets got reached, tick 106.57. Great, and we cleared that one, and now I said to you that if we do clear this, then my next target is the 107.05. At the moment, I'm going to aim for that. Maybe it's not going to be the exact area. Maybe it's going to, the exact level. Maybe it's going to be the area near that. So, but in general, I'm aiming for this. For the downside, I need to drop below the 105.20 territory. I get it. It's a very a big area to miss out on. But maybe I'd rather be safe than sorry. So look, I have this hurdle here, the 105.75. I still like that, but I'm also starting to like this little hurdle right here around this 106.15. So if you're looking for some lower levels, maybe, just maybe, we could start looking at some lower levels from this, if we do fall back below the 106.15, and then we'll just kind of take it from there. Gold, there we go. There we go. There we go. Yes, I'm waiting for until there we go. We unfroze. So after a beautiful test of that 23.6, I said to you, look, if we do fall again and stay below that 1970 zone, then yes, I'll consider a move lower. We fell, we didn't stay, and we pushed back up. So that's keeping my hurdle here at a. And I think, you know what, I'm going to keep on adjusting, I think, that some of these levels. And this 1970, I talked about this yesterday. Okay, yesterday it worked out interestingly because we fell below it. Initially, yes, we were drifting lower, but then the market reversed and we pushed higher and we stayed above it. So in a way, this showing that something is wrong with this area. Maybe it's not really that much respected. So maybe actually we should keep an eye on something around here. This is something I think that is looking quite nice. This 1973. I'm just lifting it a little bit because I can see that the commodity is holding nicely above this hurdle, and I think that we could examine our downside scenario if we do fall below this area, below this 1973, and then yes, we could consider a move lower. Again, in the same form, like waiting for that body to stay below that. If we don't get that, then well, maybe an upside scenario could be possible. But in general, I think that my upside scenario is working out nicely. We did push higher. We pushed above the 1982. That's great. And we tested my 1987 zone. So I said to you, I will start looking at some higher levels. If we do pop above the 1982 zone, this is what I said yesterday. Then I'll target this 1987 tick. And then we'll go from there. Now, exactly this is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to go from here. If we do push above this barrier, I'm going to go higher. I'm going to aim for that. Let me just grab a line here. Let me recycle one of these things here. Always recycle, guys. There's a hidden message for you. 1997, that's what I'm going to be aiming for. If we do reach that area, great. We'll see if we can break that. If we can break that, we can create a new high for this October. I'm talking about if we're going to get that, we'll reach that hurdle and we break it. If we break it kind of today, tomorrow, or Monday, Tuesday. And but then of course, look, I said to you, like even like in mid-October, I said, look, I think we could be aiming for that psychological 2000 territory, and I think a little bird is telling me that that it could actually fly all the way there. And it would be very interesting to see, like in the month of October, look at this like crazy move. I mean, honestly, like from this territory, from this where's that, 1810, something like that, from 1810 all the way to 2000. Wow, I mean, that could be spectacular. And the market does love spectacular, and that's why I'm always, any crazy idea is an idea still, and you need to consider that. So if you think that, this is crazy, this cannot happen, well, history shows, that life shows us that a lot of things you think that could be crazy and impossible, and they still happen. So, that's why I'm open to everything. So that's why at this point, look, from the technical perspective, for my downside, I'm going to keep an eye on this 1973. For my upside, 1987. If we do pop above it, then I'll aim for the 1997 and then the psychological 2000 mark. Daredevil Dave, good morning. Happy to see you here. JD Invest, the way you explained what's happening with the Dow, digging into the symbols and what's happening. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Kind of thought so. Thought that, but thank you very much for the clarity. I really appreciate that. Look, sometimes to me, I think I'm one of those people that you need to sometimes chew the information. You know, kind of like sometimes it's really hard. How to say it? Can't get it straight away because my mind is focused maybe on something else right now, and like, and I'm in that atmosphere, and then somebody asks me a question or something, or like tells me something, and I'm totally blank, and I'm like, what? So yeah, no, thank you very much, JD Invest, for that. So coming back to silver. Look, honestly, like a mess. Honestly, I really don't like this. This is just not working either way. So, you know, the technicals are kind of working and kind of not. This is what I don't like here, and it's becoming very difficult to... Oh, and by the way, if you think that gold or silver will go where gold goes, that's a little bit of a tricky one. So it kind of... Look, the way I see, the way kind of I think it works, in my opinion, is that these two move separately. They live their own lives, but if there is an event that, let's say, kind of triggers, let's say, some buying interest in gold, right? Silver will get that just because kind of, I think traders will jump on the bandwagon. But then maybe fundamentals kick in, and they're like, everybody's like, oh, you know what? Maybe silver is actually not worth that, so let's jump out of it. And gold can continue pushing, and silver might not. So that's what I'm seeing happening with silver. So that's why you don't really draw the same line kind of, you know, between or like you don't trade them like in a similar way. Look, at this point, I'm really struggling with silver, and I will say this way: if we do fall and stay below the 50-day here EMA here, then yes, I'll consider the downside move, and this is what I talked about yesterday. So I'll consider a move lower. For the upside, I need to see a push back above the 200-day EMA in order to consider a move higher. That's it. To draw some levels, I think it's a little bit pointless right now because nothing is kind of respected. So I'm gonna aim just like I'll have my levels as potential targets, but not like as possible breakout areas. So that's why I'm going to stick to my EMAs for now. Oil, very quickly. So beautiful rebound. Look at this. Look, yesterday we were flirting with this upside line. I said that, look, maybe this is the upside line we need to consider. Maybe not. Maybe there's something else, but maybe there is a trend line, something like like this. Let me just put this the way I like it. Yes, so just bear with me. Yeah, so yeah, sorry about that. I just kind of got distracted a little bit, but yeah, I like my lines the way I like them. Sorry, Alfredo. By the way, if you speak Spanish, we have our another very good analyst who is running the show in Spanish. So in the Spanish section of TradingView. So yes, you can check him out, Alfredo Gonzalez. Oh wait, sorry, is it Gonzalez? Alfredo Gonzalez. Yes, sorry, forgot at the moment forgot his surname, but yeah. Anyway, he's also good, very good. So you can, if you do speak Spanish, you can also check him out. Look, there's free advertisement, Alfredo. Free advertisement for you. Look, for now, I'll stick to this upside line. This one drawn from the low of the 18th of July. So if we do fall below this again and stay below it, that's the same analysis as yesterday. I'll consider a move lower. I'll consider a move towards my 200-day EMA, and then I'll take it from there. But the fact that we rebounded from this upside line, we pushed back above the 100-day EMA, and look how technical this is. Yesterday I said, look, I'll get more excited with the upside if we do push back above the 85.60 territory. Fantastic hold up near this hurdle. Boom, like just bang on near that area, and we're now drifting back down a little bit. So in other words, I will stick to this hurdle. If we do push above it, I'll aim for the 50-day EMA. I get it. It's very close here. I totally understand that. But maybe we'll get a hold of. This is where the trick, you know, can happen. Like, a lot of traders will start getting, other people are also seeing this hurdle, and they start pushing higher, and they think, ooh, great, you know, we're going to go higher, back up here. But no, we're going to test this 50-day EMA. Maybe we will even pop above it, and then we'll go a little bit higher, and then we might, let's say, test this downside line and then reverse back down. So, you know, this is like I mean, I get it, like a little, quite a big territory here to test, right? But still, maybe we'll get a spike or something like that, you know, and then reverse sharply back down. So again, today we have some data, important data. So spikes could happen. So just kind of keep that in mind, guys. I mean, really, you know, and then, you know, like I said, consider everything. Consider everything. I know your chart might get overcrowded a little bit, but then you have to remove something. Then try to focus on something a little bit. Try to pick one direction, you know. Anyway, from the short-term perspective, we do push back above the 85.60 territory. I'm leaning towards the 50-day EMA. If that gets cleared, and then I'm targeting this downside line. That's it. Nasdaq, natural gas. There we go. I mean, up and away. And look, I talked about this. I said that if we do fall back below the 3 mark, we could end up testing this upside line. Well, we didn't. We went lower, yes. So kind of, I would say, part of this idea worked out. So we went lower. We found some support, like just a little bit above the 100-day EMA. And yesterday, what happened yesterday? No, these are new. I need to double check. I think that there started rumors, there started talks about how important natural gas is, and we need more of that. You know, we need to focus on that energy more, so because it's cheaper at the moment, and blah blah blah. And I think that this is what's fueling this a little bit more. And there we go, beautiful move to the upside. I mean, in general, I said too that if we do push back above the psychological 3 territory, great, more buyers could join in. And there we go, fantastic move, fantastic result here. My next target is the 3.5 territory, somewhere around here. Of course, keeping a close eye on the where's my line, where's my horizontal ray, on the current highest point of October near the 3.47. But if that gets cleared, like I said, 3.5, that's what I'm aiming for initially, and then maybe we'll go to 4. We'll see. We'll see how it's going to play out. Maybe it's going to start ranging, because look, we have ourselves an upside line, right? And maybe it's going to hit this territory, find resistance, and then drift back down. So form something like an ascending triangle pattern, and then maybe we'll pop higher. But that might take a while. So look, at the moment I'm targeting this area. I want to see what's going to happen here, and then I'm going to take it from there. If we start seeing some signs that we want to clear it and break higher, great, wonderful. We can, you know, we can discuss that. We can discuss higher levels. We can discuss that psychological 4 zone. But if not, if it's going to find some resistance here, by the way, this upper side of the range, which I've marked previously, I think I can reuse it now, and I can draw this instead. So this is going to be the new important barrier for me, and I'm going to aim for that one, and then we'll take it from there. Bitcoin, very quickly, before I run out of time, because I still have a lot to go through. The same game plan is valid. Look, on the shorter time frame, we still have that potential idea of a triangle pattern, you know, something like that is forming. So look, we might see a bounce around here a little bit. I don't know what exactly is going to form, what kind of a triangle is going to form, or if it's going to form a triangle in general. But the moment I'm kind of seeing that we're kind of on that path. So let's see. I'm not rushing at the moment to anything. I just want to see what kind of thing we're going to form here. Maybe we'll form a pennant. Maybe we'll form a bullish pennant or a flag or something like that. So that's why, if you're looking for some higher levels on this one, I think that the easier option at this point is to consider maybe this current highest point near the 35,611, and then go from there. Ethereum, yes, beautiful rebound from here. I mean, okay, not exactly from here, but we held above this territory, this 1775 zone. So in a way, this is working out so far. So I'm still bullish as long as we remain above this 1775. area, and then I'll go higher. For the downside, I need to drop below that area in order to consider a move lower here towards my EMAs. EMAs I'm going to be targeting. Litecoin, I like that one very, very much. Halim 2017, good morning. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful start of Thursday. Thank you very much for tuning in. Yeah, coming back to Litecoin, look, I like it, and I like it because it's very technical. And so far, after we broke this downside line, we are we retested it. According to I've mentioned the theory kind of a lot of times that whenever we break a trend line, we kind of revisit it from the other side most of the time. Not always, but most of the time. So now the question is, can we see a move higher? Well, I think given that we already rebounded from this downside line, that's okay. One part is done. I think that now the safer option is just to keep an eye on this 70.66 territory, approximately around there. Don't really focus on exact level. No, just we have the 100-day EMA here as well, and that's why if we do clear this, then yes, we could go for that 200-day EMA. That's going to be my next target. Gilal Sagov, good afternoon. Where are you? That's very interesting. I mean, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Yes, of course. So yeah, just tell me, where are you from? Because if it's good afternoon, then that means that you're somewhere in Asia, I think. Is that correct? Let me know. AUDUSD, there we go. Beautiful. Look at this amazing thing. Honestly, look, I talked about this yesterday. I said keep your eyes on this 0.6393 territory because I need that clearance and I need that push above the 50-day EMA. If I can get that, great. I'll get more comfortable with the upside. Did we get that? We got a little teaser here, and then look at this. The dollar strengthened. This fella here started accelerating, and this fella here started pushing nicely to the downside, and there we go. We're back into this triangle pattern, and we are forming something like a descending triangle here. Today, we dropped below that 0.6285 zone. We failed to stay below it. But that's not the end. Look, I mean, we still could drift lower, and look at how well this 0.6272 level worked out nicely as well. I mean, amazing. This is the lowest point of November of 2022. Good potential hold up here. Look, I'll keep an eye on this 0.6285 zone, and if we do get a nice clearance of this, then yes, I'll go further south, and my next target will be 0.6210, and then we'll take it from there. At the moment, like I said, it looks like it is forming something of a descending triangle pattern. According to all the TA rules, such patterns tend to break to the downside, but we have seen this happening in the opposite direction. That's why I keep on saying wait for that clearance. At the moment, while we remain in here, I'm just observing the price action. If we do push back above this downside line again, okay, great. I'll consider a move higher again, and then I'll take it from there. AUDNZD, just wanted to pick up on this one because this is beautiful, honestly. Look, I talked about this yesterday, and I said to you, this is my next target. Boom, fantastic. Now, I mean, it seems like we have, I wanted to wait and see where we're going to find like that peak because I'm really, really eager to draw this. And now you can see that we have retraced back down. We tested that 23.6-ish. I'll take it as a test. Now my question is, can we see a larger correction to the downside? And for that, I would need to see a drop below the below that 23.6. I don't have a specific level here. That area is roughly around that 1.0850, something like that. If we do drop below it, then yes, I'll consider, first of all, not the 38.2, but the 1.0822 territory, somewhere around here, together with this 200-day EMA. And if that gets cleared, then yes, I'll go for that 38.2. And maybe by the time we could see the 100-day EMA approaching this area, the 38.2% retracement on the Fibonacci, and then all the stars would align together, and it would be a beautiful hold up here. So, but again, that's in my perfectionistic world. The market doesn't always give me what I want to happen. So, but my upside scenario actually is not going to be somewhere from here. I'm going to wait until I get a clearance of my territory, this area between the 1.0925 530 zone, approximately around there. If we do start clearing, if we do start clearing that one, then yes, I'll go higher. AUDCAD very quickly on this. So yesterday, beautiful move to the downside, back down. So a beautiful tease here, beautiful false breakout. This is what I keep on saying. Why I'm always saying wait for that body of the daily candle, remain above the certain level or area or whatever we are examining. And yes, we got that tease, we got that breakout. Probably a lot of buyers were coming in, and then suddenly, boom, there we go. This is a perfect opportunity to take out a lot of traders, and you know, that's why you need to have your stop loss in place or cut your losses early in order not to have something like that. This is very frustrating, I get it. So you know, just kind of keep that in mind, guys. So look, at this point, I would say this way that at the moment, I'm just observing the price action. I'm not really going to do anything. If we start breaking this steeper upside line drawn from the low of the 13th of October, then yes, I will go a little bit lower. But at this point, nope, I'm not doing anything. But if we do push back above this 0.8745 territory in this downside line and this 100-day EMA, I'll consider a move higher. NZD USD. Beautiful move, fantastic hold up near this area. I said to you yesterday that if we do continue to trade below this 0.5860 territory, I'm going to continue examining the downside. There we go. So far, I'm aiming for this 0.5740 territory, somewhere around there. Yeah, that's just my game plan, honestly. If we do climb, now this is where I need to redraw this upside line. This arrow. If we do climb back above the 0.5860 territory and we stay above it, then yes, I will consider a larger correction to the upside towards this downside line drawn from the high of the 14th of July. USDJPY, one of my favorite ones. Boom. Look at this animal. Honestly, finally. So I talked about this and I was telling you guys, wait for that pop. Wait for that pop up with 150.16 and then we could start examining higher levels. Now, you got that pop. If you've managed to capture this, congratulations. Now, I would say if you're still in this position, let's put it this way, we entered here and you're still in this position, I would tell you one thing, because yes, in general, from the technical side, yes, it could continue drifting higher as long as we remain above this territory. But we are in a little bit of a tricky situation because the Bank of Japan is also watching this, and they cannot allow their yen to go too much, depreciate too much against the US dollar. So that's why their intervention is likely at some point. We don't know. It's not going to get officially announced or anything like that, but just be careful, be cautious, and like I said, it might come, of course, during the Asian session. So if we suddenly start breaking this upside line, that would be a sign for me that somebody intervened. Because again, if the dollar continues to rally and we see this pair dropping heavily, and the US dollar and DXY, for example, continues to push higher, then this is, like I said, this would be your kind of signal that somebody's intervening. Yes, then we could see a drop lower. But at this point, look, we're still positive. So in a way, let's say if you're in profit right now, so straight away, of course, you have to put your stop loss on break even, or maybe allow yourself a little loss if you want to kind of give it a little bit more maneuverability. So just kind of like I said, let's consider that option. If we do break this upside line, then yes, I'll go lower. USDCAD very quickly on that one. So this one continues to rally, of course. Mission accomplished. I said to you that I'm going to be targeting my 1.3785 or the 1.38 zone. All tick, tick, tick. Everything is just getting ticked. Good result. New high for October. That's just amazing. And now my question is, can we reach this 1.3862? That's called greed. Can we reach that level? Look, at the moment, I think I'm just gonna be careful because I do like that area, and I would say this way: as long as we remain above the 1.3785, I'm gonna continue targeting this 1.3862, and then we will take it from there, which is the highest point of March, and then yeah, we'll see how it plays out after. In terms of the downside in the near term, in the short term, a drop back below the 1.3785 could lead to a larger correction to the downside. USDCHF, beautiful break of this. First of all, beautiful hold up near this 0.89 zone. I mean, fantastic. I talked about this and I said that that's why I needed to see that break below that area first in order to go further south. Did we get that? We got a false breakout. And well, that's no good. That's no good for me. I don't need nobody. So I still need that drop below this 0.89 territory in order to go lower. Yeah, that's what I'm going to stick to. For the upside, I need to push above the 0.8955, which I got, and this is what I talked about yesterday. I said that, yesterday, when I last time picked up on USDCHF. Yesterday, I didn't talk about USDCHF, but there we go. We're clearing this. So my next target, yes, 50-day EMA, great. And then after that, I'm going to aim for the 200-day EMA. If that gets cleared, great. I'll go further north. So at the moment, that's my strategy on USDCHF. As long as we remain above the 0.8955, I'm going to continue targeting the upside. And something that I want to consider very quickly is this. So maybe this could be our next target, the 38.2, somewhere around here, just slightly above the 200-day EMA. Good potential target. So yeah, let's keep that on the chart. US dollar against the Mexican peso. If you're interested in this, I mean, this is moving nicely. And okay, could be. Is this an ascending triangle pattern? Well, yes, could be the case. So I said to you before, and I'll stick to the same game plan. If we do pop and stay above the 1840 zone, I will go further north. For the downside, I need to see a drop below the 18.11 territory right here, and then I'll consider a move lower. GBPNZD, I haven't looked at this one for quite a while, and look at this, how well this downside line is providing good resistance, which is drawn from the high of the 21st of August. So look, I said it before and I'll say it again. If we do clear this and stay above this downside line, I'll go for this 2.11 territory, somewhere around here, or maybe even not 2.11. Actually, there's no clarity here. Maybe 2.12 something. I don't know. Like, I mean, I don't like this. I don't like any of the levels here, to be honest, as good targets. Maybe this, yeah, 2.11 actually. Let's stick to that for now, and then we'll take it from there. For the downside, a drop below the 2.0736 territory here could do the trick for a few more sellers, and then we could aim for the 200-day EMA. Why? Because we would fall below all of my, below the 50 and the 100-day EMA. GBPUSD, there we go. Guys, yesterday I've mentioned this, and I cautioned you if you're trading this. I said that, look, 1.2122, if we do fall and stay below it, I'm going to lean towards my 1.2037. I'm going to take that approach, and I'm going to stick to that, and I'm going to continue targeting this hurdle for now. And then I'll take it from there. For the upside, I need to see a break of this downside line. Again, a push back above it. And I would, this time, again, I would like to see the body of the daily candle staying above it. So yeah, what we did here is on a weekly chart, it's a beautiful false breakout. So not only that, don't forget to consider shorter time frames and daily charts, but also the weekly, because that sometimes can give you like a good indication of what's happening overall this week, you know, the sentiment for this week. You know, you can actually get a lot of answers from there. So I'll always tell you to look at the bigger picture. EURJPY, there we go. So far, so good. This 0.87 territory is providing, or should I say, provided good support. We rebounded from it. My next target is the 0.8740. This is what I'm going to be aiming for right now. And if that gets cleared, a forthcoming higher high will be confirmed. So, and then I'll aim for the 0.8760 territory right here. Good potential target. But yeah, look, I'm not going to rush into this. This is my most unfavored pair. It has a life of its own. I approach it with cautiousness because at one point it can be very, very technical, but at the same time, it's like has these little moves that honestly like really, really you off. That's why for me, if you've mastered your GBP, congratulations, I bow down to you. Your GBPs in general, it's so interesting, but at the same time, it's so annoying that you don't know. Either you love it, either you hate it. I'm probably on the second side, the kind of the H word, not the L word, but the H word. So, but anyway, I still look at it. Look, at the moment, it's so far it's doing what it wants to, what I'm asking it to do. So, yeah, like I said, my next target is the 0.8740, and then I'll take it from there. Unless we fall back below the 0.87 territory, and then I'll consider a larger correction to the downside. EURUSD, there we go. We're falling back below this upside line, so there we go. I said to you yesterday, if we do fall below this, I'll consider a move lower, and so far I am doing that. I cannot stress enough how much you need to keep your eyes on the ECB today and the press conference, and then yes, we could go from there. So at this point, I would say be careful, be cautious, and keep your eyes on the ECB today, together with the US data, because this is a mix. It's a cocktail, which it's like one of those other cocktails which we know which can be explosive. So be careful with this one today. And like I said, at the same time, it could present itself with nice opportunities. But look, you know what? In my opinion, I would actually leave it, and I would allow it to settle today. I want to see how it's going to play out. That's why, from the technical perspective, I would say I'm going to take a very conservative approach. And if we do pop back above the 50-day EMA, I will go higher. That's going to be my my upside scenario. Maybe actually keeping an eye on this little hurdle, which coincides with the 50. Actually, that could be nice. 1.0640. I'm going to bring back that level. So if we do pop above it and stay above it, I'll go higher. For downside, I will take a wider wider look here, and a drop below the 1.0495 territory could do the trick, and we could initially aim for the 1.0443, 48 zone, somewhere around here. And if that gets cleared, yeah, forthcoming lower low will be confirmed. So that's why I'm allowing this pair a big area for maneuverability today, and then I'll go from there. So guys, I hope that helped. Thank you very much for tuning in and watching this one until the end. My voice is going down. Thank you very much. Really, honestly, massive bow down to everybody who tuned in, who killed an hour of their lives with me. Really appreciate that. Thank you very much. I hope that. And if somebody's watching as a recorded session, hey, thank you very much as well. That means a lot to me. So, like I said, if you find it useful, I am very happy. It just kind of helps me to continue doing this. But as always, stay safe. Have your stop losses in place. Risk only what you can afford to lose. Don't overtrade, and everything will be fine. Thank you very much, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Hey there, thank you very much for watching this one till the end. I really appreciate that. So, like this video, we speculate your next mouse movement will be towards the subscribe button.